Hey, welcome back to Fake Avengers. This is Company Man, played by Nick. Last week, we were tasked by Captain America to take Jigsaw, the infamous Jigsaw, from New York to DC. We attempted to do just that. Unfortunately, someone got it in their head to hijack a plane and crash landed on top of us. Civilians saved, and plane crashed. We are greeted by none other than Taskmaster. I have no idea who he is.
I think I thought it was Bane. Did you say it was Bane last?
Oh, yeah. We were greeted by Bane.
Hey everybody, this is Tanner. I am game master for this Mutants and Masterminds campaign. Just a little bit about that. Mutants and Masterminds is essentially just 3.5 D&D. There are a couple different rules, which you'll see when we actually show them to you. But for the most part, it's just 3.5 D&D, so I think anybody who's familiar with that will be just fine.
And that's why we drink heavily while we play this game.
That's true.
I drink heavily so I can deal with all of you.
Also true. All right, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves. We can start with Clarity.
Hi, this is Erin playing Clarity. Clarity is a telepath who can move objects and see things.
Hey, this is Company Man, played by Nick. Company Man is a multinational, non-discriminatory organization based out of the Home Office.
Can you tell us what those things are?
Yeah, can you define any of those words, please?
So confused.
Company Man duplicates himself and has a base of operations that he can go to and from through any door. So he just kind of appears.
It's like a pocket dimension then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great.
Yep, I call it the Home Office.
Somehow every clone of his is a different race.
Yep.
I don't know how that works. I don't want to know.
Math.
Math or meth?
He's not wrong. All right.
This is Elliot, playing Hammerbot 2.0, Advanced Plus Mega.
What am I actually writing down?
Was he Hammerbot 1.0 last week and he became 2.0 this week, and then next week he'll be 3.0?
No,
I've
so
always been extra.
So last week he was just Hammerbot and that was it. There was no additional thing. So but I also thought it was like a working title. So are you still just Hammerbot?
I'm just going with Hammerbot.
Okay, all right.
Advanced
Love it.
Plus.
I like the
2.0.
thing you've done with your voice, by the way. That's nice.
Not Hammerbot McHammerface.
The corporate marketing team is still working on spinning this, but Hammerbot can also move things and see things with his arms and eyes, respectively.
Great.
What?
You just open the soda as loudly as I can here in front of
I was trying to pull the Band-Aid off. You better than you did. I didn't say cut it.
I'm gonna hold on a second. I'm gonna load this AK-47. Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm playing Tracy Troy, the Red Ghost. Tracy has intangibility powers like Vision or Kitty Pryde. I can phase through stuff, and all of my other powers and abilities cater to that.
You're also going to do all of our sound effects for this show, right?
Yeah.
With your mouth.
So when Ben starts introducing his character, use as many sound effects explanations as you can. I got you.
Okay. I'm playing Emmett Evans, the perpetual. Thank you. The
All right.
perpetual
No.
man. My character has the power of immortality. That is his only superpower. Other than that, he's a regularly pretty average Joe. But when he is slain, he immediately appears next to his body about 5 seconds later. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Exactly like that.
With that sound.
With that sound now.
All
Yes.
right. So when we last left off, Taskmaster had literally just taken a Boeing 747, jackknifed that poor old plane. The Company Man had successfully gotten all the passengers off using the Home Office.
Show off.
I'm surprised it wasn't a 737 Max.
Stop.
Would have been far easier to crash.
Thank you for that really helpful plane tip.
Too soon.
All right.
Yeah.
But that was very heroic of him. And so we had just been, and then meanwhile, while that's happening,
Say meanwhile, do it the right way.
meanwhile,
Okay, thank you.
Back at the ranch.
back at the truck on the highway, and actually, I'm forgetting exactly who did this, but it was some combination of Clarity, and Hammerbot, and Mr. Perpetual, that we also chose to jackknife the truck.
That was me. That was all me.
Basically, everybody bought me.
That was so the plane didn't land on top of the truck.
No,
Right.
there-
Oh yeah, I understand.
There was a reason.
There was logic. I'm not poo-pooing on
But
it.
now the,
There was logic
Now
to
the
it.
truck is sideways.
But now the truck is sideways. Hammerbot, well, you died for your first time,
Yeah.
since the game started.
Death count number 1.
We should keep a running tally. That would
I
be
am.
pretty good.
I've got
Yeah.
one.
Nice. Okay. And then Hammerbot had he had to do some finagling to not get crushed, I believe, if I remember right. I think we had you roll for that. And then everybody else
I
was
pretty
just
much
kind
had
of
to stand there. That was the finagling.
Yeah.
fair enough. You have a better memory than I do. Everybody else was kind of getting out of the back of the truck and going, "What just happened?" And then this part I do remember, but because I'm just a half-assed GM and not a whole-assed GM, I am going to retcon ever so slightly. And because Taskmaster, one thing that you might not know about Taskmaster is that he is often seen carrying a small arsenal of weapons. It's kind of a shtick.
I believe he said he had a sword and a gun.
That's the retcon we're doing. So the sword and the gun are on him. The gun is holstered on his hip, the sword over his back. He also has a shield on his back, and currently he's holding an assault rifle.
He has spent more character points.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Before we roll initiative, don't do anything. That'll get picked up on the microphone, and then we'll have to edit it all out, and you don't want that. Idiot.
You wanted that.
Could be very.
Taskmaster takes a second to address the group and says, "We don't have to fight. I'm just here for Jigsaw. If you hand him over, I will take him and we can go our separate ways."
Sounds like a good point.
I call snarky response. Yeah?
You do it.
I don't carry movies on my person regularly, but I'm sure you can get them in any video rental store. Jigsaw.
We already made this Saw joke last week.
We got it. We just
He would have to take a plane to get to the nearest one.
You saw how that turned out.
And on vehicle traffic's terrible. I mean, look.
There's an accident on the highway.
I don't think we can give him Jigsaw. I don't see any reason to negotiate.
Can we confer in amongst ourselves?
I will give you 30 seconds.
Great.
30 seconds, whole lot of time.
With the 30 seconds, rounds are how long again?
beep boop. What is the
I
plan?
am counting 30 seconds starting right now.
I go back to the home office and start duplicating with weapons.
God. Sleeps.
So we're gonna say no?
No.
Do you guys...
No.
I'm going to go over there and talk to him.
Well, I like this shouting from a distance thing.
It's working. We're communicating. But I don't think he's going to give us much more time than 30 seconds he promised us, and we're wasting it talking about what we're doing with it.
Cool. All right, I have one more snarky thing to say, and then you can go.
Fucking go for it, man.
How much?
How much?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to give them up for free. You just wrecked our truck.
That wasn't your truck.
Shit.
It was our truck temporarily.
He knows
That's
what
not
we're
the
doing.
point. How much? You didn't come with cash. Hit the road, Jack.
And don't you come back.
No more, no more.
Well, in that case, I guess you'll just have to go through me when you're taking him on your merry way.
That sounds agreeable.
This is acceptable.
I can do that.
All right.
We
Then
will
let's
leverage our assets.
Go ahead and roll some initiative on this guy.
How does that work?
Pretty
Okay.
much just like initiative from 3.5. You're going to roll a d20 and add your initiative bonus. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take down everybody's initiative here.
About time.
We will go in clockwise order. Clarity,
9.
9.
High roll.
Company Man,
15.
15. Hammerbot,
16.
16. Red Ghost,
14.
Perpetual,
13.
Clarity, way to fuck up the whole thing we had going on there.
Yeah, I nat 7, so it was under 10.
all right.
I'm assuming the highly trained assassin person is going to get to go first.
Actually, not quite. Hammerbot, you are welcome to go first.
Yes. Sing the song of your people.
I don't know what that is.
In the jungle. No.
So, Hammerbot stands his ground, raises his arms, guns pop out.
Do you want me to describe the scene really quick, just so we kind of know where everybody's
That would probably
standing?
make sense.
Yeah, I just realized I should do that. So, about 50 feet away from you is the plane. It's sideways across the road. Taskmaster stands abroad it, more or less in the center. If you guys are facing him, the cab/truck of the truck is on the right side of the road.
Okay.
And that is where Hammerbot and Clarity and Mr. Perpetual all roughly... Well, actually, no, you were more in the middle because you got crushed by the thing.
Yeah, I'm
So that's where Hammerbot and Clarity stand, which means over on the left shoulder, where the back end of the truck is, that's where Red Ghost is standing.
I'm at the
You
cab
only-
of the truck.
Well, you had 4 people in the truck originally.
He
I'm pretty sure Lewis was the one that went into the home office and started duplicating. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means that your accountant was still at the front, and your 2 other guys with the ARs were at the back. And like I say, you're all approximately 50 feet away from him, give or take. We're not going to mince feet, so I mean, depending on how far you can move, we'll just make that work. So
Minced feet. Tasty.
minced feet, delicious. Okay, so I think, does anybody have any questions about any of that? Otherwise, I think we're ready to let Elliot take his turn.
Let's go.
All right. So Hammerbot stands his ground, raises both his arms, guns pop out, and he says, "You're interfering with the lawful function of this backup Avengers unit. Activating neutralization procedures." And he opens fire.
Cool. What kind of weapon is this?
So this is his Judas rifles.
Okay. So it's ballistic and ranged. Is it multi-shot at all or no?
It is multi-attack.
Okay, so then and you're attacking with 1 or 2.
I would just be 1.
Okay. And so
It's not actually statted to have multiple. It's just general.
it's
This is the attack.
well,
It's 2 barrels, 1 gun. Doesn't matter.
so it's not multi-attack because multi-attack is a special thing.
Yes, and it has that.
So it does have that.
It's fully automatic.
Got
and
it.
it could attack multiple targets. He's only 1 target, however.
Sure, but so this is how multi-attack works, though. If you're going to use the multi-attack function, you can, and you can use it one of 2 ways. You can either use it to attack multiple people in an arc, or you can use it to use penetrating fire on 1 target.
I thought it was suppressive fire.
Um,
Penetrating is a different
well,
thing.
sorry. I guess penetrating is not the word I should have used. But single target. To use a multi-attack against a single target, make your attack check normally. If successful, increase the attack's resistance check by DC +2 for 2 degrees of success and +5 for 3 or more.
Okay. Sure, that makes sense.
So you
So
are
yes,
you are
it's-
allowed to do that.
That's
if you
what it would
want.
do then.
Okay. So you would make your attack roll against his dodge.
That is going to be... And that is using dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be a 19.
Okay. You take aim and fire at Taskmaster. He manages to do a little bit of a roll off to one side and dodges your attack.
Cool.
Now it's Taskmaster's turn. He is going to go ahead and return fire, but instead he will go ahead and attack using the other function from the multi-attack and spray at both Clarity and Hammerbot.
Clarity.
Oh no, I just knocked the coins over.
You haven't had a turn yet. Your shield's not up.
Yeah. Wait, was my shield up last time or did I take it down? Do you remember?
No, you didn't take it down yet.
So if you guys haven't calculated your defense, it's 10 plus the appropriate defense. So, or no, sorry. So
Adjust
so yours is literally only a 12 because you don't have your shield up right now.
Okay. I thought my shield was up from the last one because I had it around the semi.
You know what? You are correct. You had it up from last time. Good call. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, so then you would add your shield bonus to your that number. I think it's 8.
8. Yep. So
So then that puts you up to a 20.
20. Okay.
Elliot, what dodge bonus do I have to beat for you?
10.
That's it?
Hammerbot has no agility.
All right.
Hammer tech.
Hammer time. Okay, so I do manage to hit both of you. However, I almost crit Aaron, so that would have been... Oh, Clarity, excuse me. That would have been pretty cool, but I didn't. I failed the subsequent roll.
Cool, he says.
I think that stuff's cool. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and roll my damage versus your resistance. So that is calculated by your toughness. You guys need to roll... So your DC to beat's going to be 20. You guys need to make a toughness roll against that.
And how do we roll for that then for this one?
It will be a D20 plus your toughness bonus.
That's
Which
it.
is an ability, I believe. Or it's a
And
defense.
you may have something else buffing that. This or shield, I believe.
So just to clarify,
Shield.
the damage rank is 5?
No, it's 15. So the damage rank on his assault rifle is a +5, and you add
Okay.
that to the 15.
Right, to the DC, but the damage rank is 5.
Yes, I guess so.
Okay. In that case, I don't roll.
Protection does give you a +4 toughness, yeah. And how come you don't roll? I'm sorry.
I have impervious protection,
The shield is
10.
protection.
which means if the damage rank is half or less of my protection rating, it doesn't affect me.
Nice. So you just don't give a darn that your dodge is
Aaron, can I see
balls
your
then?
character
That was
My
the
character
intent,
sheet?
yes.
Quick.
Or no, I'm sorry. It's +1 per rank, so it does give her +8 total.
Yep, you're good. So your toughness, yeah, so it gives her the full 8 plus her toughness, so she has 10 plus her roll.
I also
Resistance. No, you're
I
good.
didn't fill out this.
So your roll against his resistance
Yep.
is 10 plus whatever you roll on the die. And you would take damage if you get under 20 as a total.
Do I have to add the toughness in there too?
That's
It's already
I'm
in.
including that.
You're adding
Oh.
a +10 to your roll.
Oh, okay.
That is a 1.
Yes, that is a
So you
one.
have an 11.
I got an
Fortunately, I don't think it is in like you just lose 1 degree per thing.
11. I'm
You
bad
can't
at
lose
that.
more than 1 degree at a time. So you have sustained essentially 1 damage. The way that this works, I'll go ahead and just read it off to you guys so that you're familiar. You can fail your damage roll 4 times, and on each failure, you start taking penalties. So the first failure, you're bruised, and you have a -1 circumstance penalty to further resistance checks against damage. So that'll be the penalty going for. Instead of +10, you'll add +9 now. Failure 2, the target is dazed until the end of the next turn, unable to move or attack but not do both, and the target has a -1 circumstance penalty to further checks. The third degree of failure is the target is staggered, able to move to attack but not both each turn, and moving only at half speed. The target gets a -1 circumstance bonus penalties against further against damage. If the target receives 3 degrees of failure on a damage resistance check again...
Degrees of failure is defined in the glossary. A measure of the failure of an action. Every 5 points of check result is under the required difficulty class is a degree of failure.
Oh, so actually then, got it.
So because you needed to hit a 20, and
And
got
you
an
only rolled an 11.
you're actually
You took 2 then.
2 of 4.
I thought it was for every 5 below. She's technically 9 below, not 10 below.
Right, so instead of
but
being...
being 1 below is failure, being 5 below would be 2 failures. She didn't hit 10 below, she hit 9 below. Otherwise, 3 failures at 10 below.
Correct. So that means you are
I think it
dazed,
would
and
be
you take a
11
-1
below,
penalty.
really.
What?
Well,
He's correct.
never mind.
Yeah, no, he's correct. So Clarity is dazed and takes a -1 circumstance penalty to any more resistance checks against damage. All right, we have finished up the Taskmaster's round.
If you take 2 further degrees, you would fall unconscious.
Incapacitated,
Become
yeah.
Incapacitated. And if you fail a further resistance check while incapacitated, you become dying. When you are dying and you fail a further one, you die.
So you go
Which
dying
seems mildly
before
inconvenient.
So dying
Die.
and then dying, yeah.
For some of us.
For some of us.
Since you're a construct, you skip dying. You go incapacitated to destroyed.
I honestly have no idea.
No, I mean, I guess without looking it up right this second, I'm going to say no. I can imagine circumstances where, like, you're just damaged to the point where you need to repair immediately before your, like, battery runs out or your CPU's fried or whatever. I think that the logic follows there.
Yeah, the mechanic is the same. Warforged die.
Right. All right, Red Ghost, it is your turn to act.
How many men already go?
I have 15.
I am so sorry. Yep, that's correct.
Oh,
Sorry, you and Taskmaster actually share a thing, but I know he beats you because he is lightning quick and you're not, so.
gotcha. Well, in that little bit of time where I was able to get back, I equipped up, and I'm just going to shove a phalanx of dudes out the door of the cab.
Your 2 guys are still in the back truck, right? Or did you through?
No, they were just waiting out by you, actually.
They're probably still stuck. Yeah.
You're dead?
No.
And they're probably trying to get out somehow.
The door no, you phased through.
We faced,
Yeah, so actually they're probably still in the back. And actually, so where does your door come out? Where are you?
Just out of the cab door.
Okay.
So 20 dudes pop out of the cab door. And the first 10 have shields, riot shields. The next 10 have assault rifles.
That's a lot of dudes.
Hut.
Okay.
The 10 guys with the riot shields all stand in front and activate.
In front of Clarity, so she doesn't get shot again.
Yeah, exactly. In front of everybody.
Thank you.
And activate their active defenses on the riot shield, giving +3 to their defenses.
You just get Wakanda.
And the other 10 open fire.
So here's how we'll do that. I'm going to divide them up into 2 squads. So you'll make it separate attacks for each.
Okay.
And what you're using assault rifles?
Yeah.
So you actually have the exact same stats I just did. So
Cool.
You can make 2 rolls against my DC to hit first.
14.
That'll be a hard miss.
And nope.
Yeah, all of your shots go totally wide.
Okay. They kneel down behind the shields.
Cool.
That's the end of their turn.
Great. All right, so now it is the Red Ghost's turn.
I'd like to just walk back into the back of the trailer.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm intangible constantly.
Uh-huh.
So I just walk into the back of the trailer, and I look at your 2 dudes. Who are
What's
probably
going
like-
on?
They're probably like on the ground, like picking themselves up because the truck just crashed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, I'll look at one of them and say, like, I'll point to the door for the trailer and say, that needs to go to your HQ. And then I'll point to the other one and say, you're helping me carry him. And then I will phase in, touching the unconscious Jigsaw, and pull him out through the cage without unlocking it.
I'm sorry, did I say he was unconscious?
Yes,
you
last
did.
week.
Okay.
Is he not unconscious?
He's faking it.
Has he regained consciousness?
You know what? I think the only fair way to handle that is to roll for it.
If he is not unconscious, I am not going to face him out of his cage.
Do you know what? I don't have his stats up because I wasn't prepared for this, but I can get them really fast. Give me 1 second.
If he's in HQ, doesn't matter what Taskmaster wants, we can't get him.
That's only half true.
Think about it. You take him to HQ, and then all of your guys go back to HQ, close the door. We don't have a way to contact you. What is he going to do? Kill us? We don't have him.
That's pretty good.
And you won't know whether we're getting killed, so it does him no good to kill us, to torture us, to take us.
Where is...
I like it.
There it is, okay.
I'm not trying to use you as much as your layer is really cool.
He's still unconscious.
He's still unconscious?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, phase. Pull him through the cage, because I can make up to 3 other people intangible.
Correct.
And just, like, throw him into your soldier's arms and be like, get him into the HQ.
All right, they do.
I'm assuming I can't do
How?
anything else.
There's that door to that, the same door that I used before from the back.
Only your main guy can open the door.
But he's still in
That's
the
true. So we gotta wait till my turn until I open it.
Right.
Sure.
So the 4 of us will hang out in the back of the trailer for now.
Yep.
Okay. And so then you're finished, Chris?
Unless,
Red Ghost?
Can I do anything more, or
I
I've done enough? I think I've
mean, I think you took a movement and a standard of action by pulling him out, correct? So I think you're good.
Sounds like I'm done.
All right. Next with a 13 then, after Red Ghost's 14, is Mr. Perpetual.
Yep. I'm gonna run up in front of the phalanx and Clarity, and then I'm going to quick draw my handgun and just start shooting.
All right.
But I'm going to stand next to Clarity on purpose.
Okay.
I imagine your character gets in the middle of the people actively shooting their guns and goes, Stop all this fighting!
Maybe a little bit. But my point is just to be next to Clarity, because then if he shoots her, I can die.
Okay.
That's a 20 to hit.
You got very, very close, but he manages to just like do one of these and just get out of the way.
Well, then I know I can.
Also,
if it bleeds,
for the people listening at home, one of these is he like jerks his head to the side and manages to just get out of the way.
Itch, but he just dodged all my shots.
He felt a breeze. It blew his hair a little bit.
If you're getting into a fight where you know you're going to shoot your gun a lot, you like run up to the front line, kill yourself. The one that pops up then shoots his gun, empties the clip, and then grabs the clip off the dead one and slams it in
That's
your gun.
pretty clever. That's pretty clever. I didn't think about ammo logistics, but I definitely want to reload like way too much. Like John Wick, where I'm just like always reloading whenever it's not my turn.
Really? You just need to use the last bullet that you have to kill yourself when you run out of ammo.
Right.
Do you just respawn with a full clip every time?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
I just assumed you respawn with whatever you had on your person when you die.
Yeah, so I think I still have to.
So you have like a mild duplication power.
Well, because, I don't think I do.
Mild.
It uses the matter from his previous body.
Yeah, so he's getting thinner constantly.
Clarity.
I was going to say all natural, but...
Woo!
Yo.
Flesh bullets.
Clarity.
Yay.
In the flesh
How would you like to act?
I think I will try and do some mind control and see if we will at least deter him from trying to dodge so fast.
Okay.
So I have to figure out how to do this now.
How do powers work? Thanks, book.
Um.
I saw somebody play that on Beat Saber the other day.
I should just flag these in my book.
Oh, hey, I have that. I brought little flags out. They're on the table right now.
Right, they're right in front of me, probably. Right here. Yep.
So actually, here's the way that it works. You basically make a mind attack. You're gonna do the exact same thing actually, where you don't have to make an attack action against them actually. I just need to know what your will DC it will be, which will be 10 plus the probably an 18 actually, if I had to guess, because I'm assuming you have 8 ranks in this.
10.
10. Oh, yeah, I guess, okay.
Was that including my plus minus? Hold on. You look.
Okay, I'll look.
If it's 10, that sounds like a 20 so far. But
Mind control, 10. Yeah, you have 10 ranks.
Alright, so it'll be a DC 20 then. And there's degrees of failure with this, just like there are degrees with damage, right?
Sheet again one more time. I'm sorry, I'm an asshole.
I thought you could only have ranks up to your power.
Nope.
Not necessarily true.
So other things that she has feedback. If her attack misses by more than 5, up to the GM's discretion, you can have her take mental damage back. Basically, she'd have to make a resistance will, potentially take feedback damage from people with forceful personalities.
Okay.
Limited by language. If the person does not speak the same language,
We're fine. We're fine.
Subtle. It does not look like she's attempting to mind control him.
Also fine.
Cannot detect. Cumulative. If she fails to mind control this turn and tries again next turn, she gets a +5 bonus to attempt to next turn. And every turn until it's a +20 bonus, and then it tops out at +20.
Dang, that's strong.
So she can just keep going, but the thing is, with the feedback, if the person's really good, it could start hurting her pretty hardcore. Especially since she's already wounded.
True. Alright, so, I will go ahead and roll Taskmaster's attempt to resist your influence then.
And then I have to roll for mine?
Nope, no roll for you, actually. So I just roll a DC against your 20, and depending on how poorly or well I do, there will be a number. So, like, it's the same thing. So for every 5 that I fail by, an additional degree, and it's at 3 degrees that you have control.
Okay.
That's a nat 1 if I've ever seen one.
Sure, a nat 1. So, yep, that's...
Critical failure.
It doesn't even matter. Like, that was enough that he already jumped straight to 3 degrees, and you have control of Taskmaster.
Woo!
Make him handcuff himself.
Nice.
Let's see. What is he... I feel like I should make him...
Make him tie his boots together.
I would say make him get rid of all of his guns.
Yeah, I was gonna say toss away his guns but he can.
I would say we bind if he just binds us up. If he just stands there and we bind his hands and feet and we just get in a car and leave.
How long do I have control with mind control?
It's as long as you actively keep doing it.
Oh. Okay.
He gets an attempt to break free every turn, but because of your continuous, the longer you hold it. So as long as you're walking around, mind controlling him. Unlike your other powers too, this one doesn't require your focus. So you mind controlled him, so he is mind controlled. So you don't have to devote you don't have to watch him to do this anymore.
I'm glad you're not a villain.
This could be bad, yeah.
Pretty dark.
Sure, we'll just stand there, I guess, for right now. And
disarm yourself, yeah.
Yeah, just disarm myself, and I call out.
I'll be honest, we can probably just break initiative at this point.
Yeah. Probably don't need to keep combat up at this point.
Very handily just disabled the Taskmaster.
That's right.
So I think
Can I go? Oh, please.
I may have rolled the lowest, but I ended this.
I got an idea.
Do you have to see a door or know where a door is to go?
Pretty much, I have to open it myself.
Why didn't we just use your power to get Jigsaw
We're gonna
to
do
Washington,
this.
D.C.?
We're gonna do this right now. I have
instant teleportation.
I pretty much have to physically get to Washington D.C. myself and then open a door. But we can put him into the complex.
But your guy's in
and then I just go
HQ.
Yeah.
Is he not allowed to open doors in HQ to other places?
How do we want to rule that? We didn't.
Because if he isn't, he's stuck there forever now.
Right.
I think.
No, you're able to go back out the last door that you used.
There we go. So what happens is we take him, we take the cage, we put it in HQ, we leave it there, guarded by 200 dudes that are all mind linked to me, can let me know if shit happens.
And we travel without him.
And then we just travel without him.
It's probably fine.
So we just road trip. We can take main roads, we can stop at gas stations, it doesn't matter at all.
I definitely want to, I go over to him and I take a selfie with Taskmaster and just say, big fan, love your work. And I'm going to go back to...
That's a great idea. I would Snapchat the shit out of
Yeah,
this.
definitely put it on our
page.
Yeah, put it on our story.
I was like, can you make him look like he's all beat up?
No, he's not.
Just draw a penis on his face.
Make him look like he's shying away from me, and I'm going to be like this. Yeah.
So
and I'll take pictures. It's gonna look great in the brand.
Hold on.
He's eventually gonna make his save, guys.
So here's how we're gonna do. Here's how we're gonna do this. Let's all rein it in. Here's how we're gonna do this. Every time you give him a new command, I'm going to go ahead and make another roll.
Fair.
Because, but per rules, he would have to wait until his turn in order to take another action. In which case, he would get another roll.
And we're kind of out of initiative, so
That's fair.
So basically what we're going to do is, I'll keep the initiative on the paper here. We're not going to erase it. But each time you give him an action, I'll have him roll.
Well, in that
and if he breaks free, then we'll just pick the initiative back up.
In that case, let's just shove Jigsaw into HQ and just get the fuck out of here.
agreed.
All right. Did you take Jigsaw out of his cell?
Yes, he's currently out
Why
of
don't
his
we
cell right
Why don't we put
put him back
Taskmaster
in?
in his cell, and then just leave it on the freeway?
Yeah, give Taskmaster the command to come with me.
We'll put him in the cell.
No, just phase the cell to him.
I don't
I
think it
can't
would.
move the cell. It's attached to the trailer.
Oh, is it?
And the
I'm
going to
put in a call to local police.
I mean-
Red Ghost.
The cell I could do. The trailer by itself I couldn't do without extra effort because that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
But the cell itself, if it wasn't attached to the trailer, but because it's, I'm assuming, bolted to the bottom of the trailer, it's basic, or attached to it somehow, my powers would see it as one object.
Right.
So it would have to be detached for me to do that.
Basically
But
part
if
of.
you had him walk over to the cell, I could just push him into it.
Sure, let's do that. It'll bind him up.
I mean, at this point, Jigsaw's in your HQ anyways, right? So
Yeah, we put him in a concrete
before you do that, are you good?
gulag.
Yes.
He's in my gulag.
Would you mind accompanying this man to the cage?
You have a concrete gulag in the home office?
Sure.
How big is that pocket dimension?
How big is that pocket dimension? Well, let me tell you how big that pocket dimension is. That pocket dimension
This is a new segment called Mick Surprises the GM with the complexities
is
of
an
the character's
estate
ability.
with grounds.
An estate usually means a mansion plus 2 to 3 other side buildings. The mansion itself can be 2 to 3 stories tall and have a total company grounds of over 27,000 square feet.
You just made that up.
Entirely.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
All right.
Professor X the shit.
He has a pretty
Do
big
you want a
pocket
job?
dimension.
Like I said, I need someone to PR my company. I think you'd be great. You can tell about the whole
That was
office.
out of character.
You son of a bitch.
If we're talking out of character, I would think the person who is, maybe went to school for this type of stuff would be better.
All right.
And isn't 17?
Here's the sitch. We reviewed Nick's
Installation.
the installation, home base, and there is no said gulag. That was a bit of an exaggeration. In fact, it is just a bare bones isn't the right word. It is a nicely furnished mansion with the grounds surrounding it, but no defenses whatsoever to speak of, other than the people who are inside it.
It is in an extra-dimensional plane, though, so I mean...
Hear me out on this one. Additionally, when we removed Jigsaw from the cell, we also removed him from any bindings he had on him. There were no handcuffs or anything because they were unnecessary because he was in the cell.
Okay.
So when we move him into the installation home base, he is in there at the mercy of the guards who are guarding him, but very much unbound currently.
And they can bind him.
That's the question I am posing to you. What are you binding him with?
And Nick can generate items.
Nick can't just generate items. No, that's not true. Nick has a certain amount of items available to him, but he can't just, make stuff. Do you actually have rope?
I go into the garage for the groundskeeping equipment. I find, 8 extension cords. We tie them up like Looney Tunes style, from head to toe, and then extension cords.
Okay.
This seems like a great idea.
I'll allow it.
Make sure they're all plugged into each other.
Yep, that's the only way he can't get out then.
This is the backup to the backup
This
Avengers.
is going to sound silly. Does the HQ have a sink pit? No, I could just sink him intangibility up to his head and then stop, and then he'd just be up to his head.
You can put him in the garden. I've got no issues.
He might be able to get out of dirt. It could be loosely packed. Sand is finer. It'll hold him down.
Oh, it's true. What about the cement?
If you had a coffin, I could just sink that underground, and then he's not getting anywhere.
Guys, I would like to remind you of the Geneva Convention. It's something that all heroes are bound to follow.
So, we can't tie him with rope then?
Or set him on fire, is what I'm saying.
What?
You were talking about burying him alive.
Red ghost,
Okay.
not red arsonist.
Chris was just kidding, but I'm not. I put the extension cords together and
Wait,
I
you're starting
plug
him on
in.
fire?
They're not going to electrocute him now, but if he tries to break out and tries breaking them, he will have live wires all wrapped around him.
But they're insulated.
Right, but if he breaks them, they're no longer insulated.
Or he could start himself on fire, and then we would lose our mission. And you guys will put him out, and he'll steal a weapon and kill them all and break
There's
out.
also the part where this is just extension cords, and the moment he tries to fucking do that, they're just gonna come unplugged.
Not if you, do the wrappings over
In
the
fact,
parts.
all you would have to do is hop away from the wall. Now the whole thing's unplugged. Nick, this plan isn't very good.
He just bounces like Hammerbot, away from the wall when he's done charging.
I do like your idea of just surrounding him with 200 dudes.
Yeah,
Because
pretty
if
much.
you remember what Tanner said in the description of Jigsaw that we got from Captain America is, he is an individual that we don't know has any superpowers. He's just a very talented criminal.
Did you guys ever watch, John Wick, where he kills 200 dudes?
Oh, shit.
Jigsaw's not John Wick.
Is that the first one or the second one?
Taskmaster is John Wick. And we've dealt with that temporarily.
Alright, but yeah, he's in electrical cord inside
He's sitting on
a
chair,
building.
the bottom
I really
of the chair
appreciate that
swings
we're
around.
sticking
200
to that.
dudes.
One of your guys has the rope knot. Whack!
Whatever, let's move on.
Yeah, I think it's time. Okay. So, to summarize the situation here, we have placed Taskmaster in Jigsaw's old holding cell. We have moved Jigsaw to the installation home base, where he is being guarded.
Office.
Oh, whatever. Home.
Can you guys help me put the
Son of a bitch.
the truck back on its wheels?
I'm going to go ahead and call that home semantics.
Ayo.
At any
Branding is
rate,
important.
I'm not buying what you're selling, so don't even try. Okay. So, anyway. Jigsaw is in the mansion home office, where he is being guarded by a number of company clones. Clarity suffered a bullet wound
It was not specified.
in the shoulder. I don't know.
I believe you have the bruised condition.
No, she was on the second one.
Somewhere heroic.
The damage condition.
Yes.
Be bullet wounded.
And other than that, yeah, the truck is on its side. We have not determined if the truck is still drivable at this point.
Can we put it on its wheels and see?
Yeah.
Can you lift it?
I think I can.
There's a table for this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have to figure out how much I can lift.
If we
The
disconnect
thing was cars.
Was
so
it cars?
if
That might be a little...
If you disconnect it from the trailer, you could probably just put the cab, no problem.
That's fine. That's all we need. We're just gonna leave Taskmaster. I have no interest in bringing him with us.
Yeah, your lift power gives you a strength of 8, which is, I believe, super.
Hold on. There's actually a table which defines this. I'm going to find it.
Really, we should probably wait for the police to arrive. We don't know if he's got backup. If his backup arrives for the police, they'll just let him out.
Like a guy with backup?
I'm not waiting here.
No, we're going.
No.
We're getting out of here.
No waiting.
Fine. I'll look to the 2 guys and tell them you guys can wait here.
That'll be fine. That'll be great. You can.
I found it. How many ranks is your power, Aaron? Clarity.
8.
It is 8 ranks. That means you can lift 6 tons.
Normal car costs 2.
Normal car weighs 2 or 3, depending on the type of car.
You got this trailer cab, no
Semi-trailer?
problem.
It could be over.
Semi-trailer, I think you might be
Or not
fine.
the trailer, just the
The
cab.
truck, I think you're going to have a problem with.
Because the engine's so heavy.
Yeah, let's...
He's got the Google.
So, actually, the legal weight for an 18-wheeler is about 80,000 pounds or 40 tons.
Jesus.
But I think that might be full.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's full.
That's a full trailer, too.
How does an empty trailer weigh?
We're not even asking the trailer. We're talking about just the cab.
Yeah, what do they call it? The
Well,
tractor?
we can't lift the trailer. Those are 32,000 pounds when empty.
Holy balls.
And if we assume that this is similar to a Peterbilt, we're talking about... Actually, this is a weird answer. I mean, no. The answer is no, we can't. There's no way.
Can we combine her strength and Hammerbot's strength?
What's your strength at Hammerbot?
2.
Never mind.
Nope.
Doesn't he...
I mean, yes, but...
For a little while there, it was 7, but now it's 2.
How does that work?
I was going to say, what...
When I got hit, I got stronger.
I can arrange for you to get hit. Can you tip this shit back on its wheels? Between the 2 of you? We don't need to lift it, we just need to move it. Right?
Hypothetically, what's your max strength?
8.
So no, they still can't.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, I'm seeing everything. If it says a small cab could weigh as little as 12,000 pounds, which would be right. But
Combined.
if it has a sleeper, it probably weighs 18,000 or more.
Which we actually did agree that it has a sleeper
We
already.
argue that it has a sleeper cab on it. So thanks, Nick, you fucking asshole.
I don't know. It only saved...
You ruined us.
It only saved like 80 airplane passengers. It's fine.
So we
We're
need...
all in the HQ.
Actually, that's a great point. Why
right now.
don't we resolve that right now?
You've
Just brought a notorious criminal into the same room where
80 unconscious people.
80 unconscious...
I break out the cots and we put the unconscious or hurt people out on the lawn.
Dude, I say we...
You didn't have any strength?
I feel like these airplane people are going to beat down on this.
You had a chart of strength versus how many pounds they could lift?
So if you guys want to look this up, it's actually in the book.
Yeah.
It is called the measurements table.
Why don't you just tell me how much a 6 can lift?
A 6 can lift 3,200.
So, between 2 of us,
That's pounds, by the way.
I had a 6.
So, I mean,
You are a strong little
that brings you
girl.
up to 9 tons total.
So the 2 of us together could put the trailer with it.
The trailer we decided was...
Or not the trailer, the cab.
Or was it 3 of us?
I mean, you'd have to somehow get it unhooked while the thing's on its side.
Maybe it came unhooked and flipping.
I didn't. The only
Couldn't you
reason-
just make the hitch
See.
intangible?
Yeah, I'll make the truck intangible compared to the semi.
It sinks
No,
into the
just
ground
the
and
hitch.
disappears.
Like, just
Do
the
you
back
move
hitch
it then?
Oh, good point. I can't lift it for making the other thing. Can we just find another car?
You might need a different plan.
Let's just commandeer another
We just
vehicle.
like commandeer.
To be fair,
How Captain America? Have we sent another vehicle?
to be fair, there actually is a whole bunch of vehicles behind the semi-truck. And there are people.
They're not gonna let it just.
No. I got this. I'm gonna go back over there, and I'm gonna find someone who's sitting in their car waiting, and I'm gonna say, Avengers emergency, we need your vehicle.
Who the hell are you?
I got this. Company man.
Go ahead.
Yo, go ahead. You can finish.
I'm going to say, okay, crazy person, run away. And I'm going to shoot myself in the head in front of him.
Holy shit! And they get out of the car and they run.
And then I'm going to appear. I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to back it up a little bit and forward it back. And it's going to take a painfully long time until I only get it around and go around the semi.
All right, 2 deaths. We're up
Do you
to 2
avoid
deaths.
your body that's on the ground, or
No,
you just run
it's
it back
fine.
over yourself?
It's as long as it doesn't stop us.
2 deaths. Nice. I really appreciate death number 2.
Looking at you, staring like,
What?
remind me to never piss you off.
Well, I can't kill you like that.
I mean, no, you can't. And please don't try.
Do you know what's the worst? One time I was getting mugged and I got knocked out. You know how much that sucks? I'm not dead. I'm not alive. He didn't even have the sense to stab me. She's in the car.
If you ever want to have an inventive way to die, and there's some debris,
Yeah.
I'll just touch the debris and sink it into the ground, and then pick my hand back up, there's no debris, and it's just sunk into the ground. I'm like, seriously, if you ever need an inventive way to die,
Can you do that to some of the wing of this airplane?
I can get anything out of the way, yeah.
Why don't you just clear us a lane? If you please.
So I'll just clear a lane by just going up and just sinking about as much as a car at a time, sinking stuff down into the ground and then start turning it off so it's just fused in under the ground, and just keep doing that until there's a path for us to get out.
Okay. All right.
I'm assuming people are out of their cars and stuff like that.
Well, people
Well,
are
they are.
shooting.
They are now because you. If you didn't catch what happened, Ben just. Not Ben.
himself, yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Perpetual just committed suicide in front of one of them.
It's fine. We got their car.
Number 2.
We need a little law and order
Yep,
to get through
we
here.
marked it.
Oh, Mr. Perpetual, I actually just thought of something.
Yeah,
Isn't what you just did illegal?
absolutely. But
No,
they
I mean
can.
not shooting a gun off, but suicide's illegal. Even for people that are attempting to actually commit it, unlike you.
No, I understand. That's why I wear the mask.
Oh, that totally makes sense.
Also,
Lewis just points at his dead body and says, "Go ahead and charge him,"
Yeah.
because your body doesn't disappear. Go ahead.
Yeah, that guy's dead.
He committed suicide. He's new.
They don't know that.
You shot yourself in the head?
Why?
I just figured you'd get a second mask.
You can take it off.
Well, no, it's full blood now. Alright, let's move.
All right.
All right. Calling the vehicle.
So you have just like
Hopefully it's a big one.
Like a
This is
sedan.
just a plain old sedan.
Oh, I was hoping it was
3
just
people
like
get
a
to squeeze in the
Studebaker or
back.
something.
2013 Honda Odyssey or
How
something.
heavy is Hammerbot?
I was thinking minivan,
I'll sit, bitch.
grandma style.
Oh, I was thinking that we should lash you to the top.
I'll just fly.
That's probably better.
Can you actually do that?
Yes.
Just cover your ears this time.
Can you?
I turn on my repulsors.
I'm gonna flinch.
I make my ears intangible.
None of you can hear anything as I take off.
Can't hear anything anyways. My ears even.
Do you wanna?
Perfect silence.
You wanna hear a funny joke? Hey, Hammerbot, aerial recon. I say, waiting for you to respond, and can't hear you over the sound of your own jets. You're just like.
Cool.
I
Alright.
don't know why Hammer Industries didn't see fit to install a radio on me.
They probably did, right?
We have to give you a hand radio.
Yeah.
Hammerbot here. Hammerbot, pick your finger up off the trigger. No, we can't talk when you have it depressed. Fuck.
I want to get him a clip-on one, like a police officer, so he can just lean into his lapel.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we're gonna drive our sedan.
Straight to fucking Washington. Straight to Washington, D.C.
So let's talk about that for a second. So are you guys not taking the same route anymore?
I think it's. They immediately had our numbers, so I don't know if it matters. Do you guys want to try a different route?
No, people are probably going to keep trying to fuck with us. And if we take well-populated areas, we're putting other people at risk.
That's fair.
We should definitely go through Hershey. Nobody would be sad if that
Is there?
city blew up.
Are we still?
I mean, totally visit Hershey Factory. Come on, we need the
I
merchandise.
also need to blow up Reading, because Ben couldn't pronounce it correct once last week.
I tried really hard.
What did you actually call it? I can't think of a way to mispronounce
Reading?
that.
Reading. He pronounced it reading.
Reading?
It's
Every
spelled
time.
reading.
Yeah, it's just not pronounced
It's
that
just
way.
pronounced Reading.
It's
Wait, so
pronounced
it's like
Reading.
double E?
No, R-E-A-D.
Oh.
Do you guys want to
Yeah.
stop in Worcester while you're at it?
This conversation is the
Worcester?
Worcester.
That's impossible.
What about Worcestershire?
It's kind of in the same area.
Massachusetts.
Is there a different route we can take? Like,
I mean, there's pretty much any route you can want to take.
Can we take more country roads than we planned originally?
Yeah, I mean,
okay. We're gonna get off the highway as soon as we can.
We'll do that.
You have to.
So tempted.
No.
Country roads,
Take me home.
Do me a favor, edit that out and just play like 2 seconds of that from the real thing so we don't hate ourselves.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
You should just like cut the.
I'm gonna do both.
You should do like
Not
2
gonna
seconds
cut
of
anything,
that,
I'm just gonna
and
put
then
it
you
on
should
there.
cut in and be like 1 eternity later, and then like finish the song.
There we
So
go.
now we have to like do the end of the song.
I hate
don't
to
even
tell
know what
you
the
that,
end of
but
the
now
song
they
is.
know the joke.
Yeah, but we're gonna edit this part out.
We didn't say that.
If you don't say pause for edit, it doesn't. Oh wait, what have I done?
Trade secrets, no!
Alright. Yeah, let's take country roads.
So
Take us
let
home.
me ask one more clarifying question then.
Okay.
Right now, the route that you guys had selected is way the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
So would it make more sense that for you guys to want to take a more direct route, but just
No.
along? No.
Because we've already picked that route, and we don't need to talk about our route anymore. Let's just go.
It's just gonna take a lot more time.
I say
8
we
full hours.
take
Let's do it.
if we're taking side roads, we can take a more direct route.
Why don't I just pick up Company Man, fly him to DC?
Well, because then the game is over.
No, thank you.
There's only a small
I'm actually for this
guaranteed
idea.
risk
We
of
should
permanent hearing loss.
we should definitely split the party so that I only have to fight 2 of you. The mission will definitely succeed that way.
Clearly.
Actually,
How's your air mobility?
What's that?
In theory, we could take everyone.
Actually, I got an idea.
I have a semi-non-dangerous idea.
Oh, go for it.
Well, I can make up the 3 other people intangible with me, and I can make things part intangible, non-intangible. It's all up to me.
Yeah.
So I grab him and make everything but my hand intangible, and I hold on to him, and then you all hold on to me, and we're all intangible, so we have no weight.
Intangibility means no weight.
Yes,
I mean, that sounds...
because you are intangible.
What happens when you lose concentration for any reason?
Actually, I would always be intangible because I have continuous. In fact, I would have to concentrate to make you tangible again.
That's terrifying.
There's also no way
You'd become tangible again if you let go of me.
Also, no. It's just not happening. Sorry, I'm not letting you abuse your power that way.
I mean, isn't that what the powers are for?
That is what the powers are for.
No, it's not. The powers are for you to make 3 people safe, not to go on, high-flying robot rides with 3 other people.
I'm sorry that we handle, a high fantasy combat with it and not logistics.
I mean, in theory, if I wanted to, I could use Hammerbot as a suit.
Probably.
It's probably fine.
From the inside.
Ew.
He was wearing some kind
Just
of
think, you could
Hammerbot
punch
suit.
from the inside. You could be, your
Oh, I can
chest
charge
could
you up
punch.
from the inside.
Also, ew.
Yeah, I find that disgusting.
Let's just take our sedan on the route we picked and let's go.
Alright.
Hershey, here we come.
Just drive casual, guys. Keep it subtle. I'll fly recon.
How far above us are you? You're not
20 feet.
Yeah.
20 feet, wobbling horribly, sputtering. Occasionally he dips and bumps the car.
I'm
There's
turning
black
the radio.
smoke,
Yeah,
everybody.
black smoke.
I'm turning the radio up more and more and more and more.
He
trying
interferes with the radio
Yes,
signal.
The car's right.
Oh no! All we hear is Hammer Radio Today.
He's got shortwave just around him adverts at all times.
You're listening to Hammer Radio Today.
Oh fuck.
Hammer Industries' new product today is the automated toaster. That's right, a toaster that will bake bread for you and then toast it.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
just turn off the radio.
It's the
That's-
greatest invention since
That's my only
automatically
radio
sliced
communications.
bread.
Hammer Industries auto toaster does not slice bread.
It just toasts the whole loaf.
I hate shit. Also,
We should be playing D&D.
The advertisement
We-
shows somebody just pulling out a carbonized chunk of bread from the oven.
We should be playing D&D.
We should be playing D&D.
Okay, so before we continue on with the adventure, we're going to go ahead and have a side commercial where I roleplay with Nick for a moment. So sorry, guys, be patient.
Oh, all right. My 200 dudes with rifles pointed at Taskmaster.
Yep, who wakes up
Okay.
Wait, pointed at Taskmaster?
No.
No,
Or,
at Jigsaw.
At Jigsaw, my
Yeah.
apologies.
Who wakes up and looks around and looks at all of you and goes, "Where in the hell am I? What is this?
Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
Let me go. You can't keep me here."
Point in fact, I think we can. And 3 other dudes just like kind of nod and agree with the one that was talking.
Then kill me, and he starts to walk.
How? He's like laying down, bound head to toe with.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Electrical wire.
We didn't. I guess we didn't. I didn't know if that was finalized.
Oh
or
yeah,
not.
definitely.
I definitely told you that was a really stupid idea. So I
No,
didn't know
not
if
at
that
all.
was-
Like it's like Looney Tunes on the railroad tracks, kind of like tied up. I'm talking like shoulder
All right.
all the way down, arms at his sides,
An orange electrical cord.
an orange electrical cord.
It's a good look.
He's used to it.
Don't kink shame Jigsaw.
What if
Sorry,
we get
I
a
was
bottle of
thinking
water
Victor
for him though,
Sands.
with a
Also
straw?
easy.
Make sure he's watered.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want Bane to get out.
No.
This one's not Bane.
He's closer to Zaz than he is Bane.
I mean, he's
True.
really freaking old though, right?
Especially with the electrical wire wrapped
He's
around.
not. No, he's not super old.
He's like
He's
40, right?
No.
35?
he's
Oh, so he's like from the first
You said he was a
movie.
50-year-old gangster.
he's older, but he's not. But that's not super old.
Yeah.
It's not ancient or anything. He's
Yeah,
still
but
very.
he's not getting out.
He's
being
still
found
very.
in tow.
He's still very capable. Also, I wouldn't assume that. He's got decent stats, yo.
Yo.
He's a power level 45 gangster. You're only a level 6 crew.
Like lockpicking skills kind of thing.
Somebody get those ads on Mafia Wars.
He's
On
gonna
the line.
lock.
The electrical
electrical
cord.
wire.
Yes, yep, because it's all got knots around it to hold it together.
Well, at any rate, you see him start fidgeting.
3 of my dudes kneel on his limbs.
It doesn't stop him from moving around a little bit, but yeah, you restrict him. So
Yeah.
okay,
All right.
that's enough for that. Of that for now. We'll come back to that.
Well, that
later.
was exciting.
Wow, are we really getting that dark already?
I was just. I'm not.
He just
I'm
killed
not there.
himself, then ran over his own body. Yes.
And I'm not there.
We should be playing.
I didn't
D&D.
know that meant you had no morals whatsoever. But okay,
Split up between 280 people.
okay, that's how that works. Got it. All right.
That's how
Well,
corporations work.
you guys are cruising along in your sedan along a lonely stretch of highway. It's
Did we come across a demon?
no,
Did a whip crack?
no.
Did
Stop.
we
You
fail?
stop. No.
Lewis, because he's getting reports from his other minions, it says
Resume recording.
Jigsaw has waken up.
Waking up.
Has woken up.
He's wanking up.
Start over. Go again.
Jigsaw woke up, guys.
Thanks, Liz.
Yeah, no problem. Still alive.
I don't know. That song's not playing.
That's staying alive.
If I get any more song jokes out of you, you have to go sit in the corner.
The audience doesn't know that I'm not in the corner.
They'll know when they can't hear you because you're sitting in the corner.
He's gonna wear a dunce cap from
DM
now
law.
on.
Oh yeah, we'll make him one.
That's right. Okay. So you guys are driving down the stretch of highway. You've got Hammerbot flying overhead. And for a long time, it actually is relatively peaceful. There's nothing really to report. You absolutely could roleplay.
Well, I'm driving the car.
How old are you?
I don't remember.
How long have you been dying? Like, if you die of old age, do you just pop back at your current age?
I mean, we'll have to see.
Have you died of old age before?
No, I'm 24. I've only been at this a little while. Don't you think I would have some gravitas, some traction if I was better?
Have you ever had a heart attack before?
No, but I tried really hard once. I watched that movie Super Size Me, and then I was just eating cheeseburgers and nothing happened.
If you like really want to go on a bender, do you just like go on a bender and then just kill yourself at the end so you don't have like a hangover?
No, the best part is the hangover. If I like one time I was fighting some guys at a carny and I had knockback like 4 and I guess roller coaster, never mind. But I woke up undrunk. It's the worst feeling in the world to have to start over.
Wait, you're drunk right now?
What? And I'm gonna like put a flask away.
So clarity. You've got some cool superpowers. How'd you get those?
Always had him.
Oh, that's fun.
Yep.
The whole shieldy mind control thing.
Yeah, that was a bit tough to master.
Did you get picked last in dodgeball a lot?
Never had that experience. What's dodgeball?
Never mind.
I don't actually know.
How do they do it in the American freaking... Never mind. I'm gonna drink from my flask and just mutter like... You don't know what dodgeball is.
They didn't play it.
Fucking Canada.
Oh, Canada.
You're not Canadian too, are you?
No.
Okay. Well, that helps.
For the record, I am an all-American robot.
I wasn't asking, but thanks. Thanks, bud.
Just comes in on the radio.
Pointing up that.
That's what we like to call low bid contracting. It's an all-American thing.
Somehow, over the sound of my repulsors, you can hear the Star-Spangled Banner blaring. And all of my advertisements now feature American flags.
How in the world did I get stuck with a carload of this?
You're telling me.
Yeah.
So, where'd those other guys go?
Oh, they're back at the home office.
What is your home?
I'll take you there sometime.
I'd rather not. Why don't you just tell me?
It's my home. I had to go through some weird contacts to get it, but it's
Wait.
Weird.
I've got superpowers. He's got superpowers. She's got superpowers. He's a robot. You just found this place?
No, I bought it.
Bought this place.
What realtor did you use?
Oh, I'll introduce you sometime if you'd like.
Oh, you're not kidding. He's not kidding.
He's not kidding.
Oh my goodness. Not
Confirmed, he's not kidding.
Thanks, bud.
kidding. You have a lie detector there, Hammerbot? Don't answer that.
All right, there you go. There's your way to get in character.
No, actually, that's very nice. And I was about to interrupt, actually. So, Mr. Perpetual, as you're driving, you take scope of the vehicle itself, and you're kind of examining the dash, and you realize that probably within the next 50 miles or so, you're going to have to make a rest stop for fuel.
Okay.
Hammerbot, can you fly ahead and get us some fuel? Refuel us from the air?
I don't think your vehicle works that way. You should upgrade to Hammer Industries.
Those fusion cars blow up if you bump into them.
Yeah, it's just like the Ford Pinto. It just goes up in a
I don't know
ball
what
of
that
flame.
is.
We fixed that error in the last revision.
We gotta take a piss break, and we gotta fuel up this car.
Why don't we stop before we really need to stop?
That's fair.
Just in case we gotta cheese it.
Does anybody got that GPS thing on your phone? We gotta find a gas station. We're out in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, Hammer Boy, where's the nearest
7-Eleven.
gas station?
7-Eleven. Where's the nearest 7-Eleven? I want a chili dog.
We will settle for a come and go if we have to.
I can only tell you where the nearest Hammer Industries outlet store is.
Oh, you're useless.
Where is the nearest Hammer Industries
No, I have a
outlet
phone.
store?
I'll
New
use
York.
my phone.
I just want to make a note that we are not supporting. I don't remember. We're not advertising for anybody specifically.
Yeah.
Audible.com.
I'm just trying
Points at Red Ghost.
I said 7-Eleven because I was trying to name an East Coast business that I know is over there. He said come and go. They don't even have those in the East Coast. I'd be like, I was saying Quick Trip. Like, what, everybody else is going to be like, what is a Quick Trip?
Yeah.
No, I meant 7-Eleven or a Citgo.
Which, by the way, Quick Trip is the best gas station. You all suck.
If you're in in Ohio, it's called Quick Star. It's the same thing.
I mean, we could maybe get a Sonic.
That's a
I don't
dry
think
yeah.
that's a gas, though. Just do food.
I'm
That's why I said 7-Eleven. Then I can get a shit chili dog and a mega gulp slushy.
pretty hungry, actually.
Okay, somebody look it up because I'm just.
I got it. I locate the nearest 7-Eleven on my phone.
You guys, you locate a rest stop. It's not there's no 7-Elevens on highways, dude. There's
they're
truck stops and stuff.
Okay, the nearest Citgo then.
I mean,
The nearest gas station. We'll leave it at that.
It's,
Go to the nearest gas station.
you find. I don't remember. I can't remember. I should remember these actually. But
We're playing this
you
in
find a truck
2019,
stop.
right?
Yeah.
Huh?
We're playing this in 2019, right?
Yeah.
Like this is set in 2019. Is the truck stop a Pokestop?
Yes.
All right.
Duh.
I bust out the Pokemans go.
Nice. Not affiliated or representing, but
Pokemans.
that's right. That's
okay.
different.
Well,
That's
I'm
something
gonna-
totally different.
That's what they play in Marvel.
Who's got the Captain America double platinum black card?
What?
I do.
Can I
Or-
have it?
Or
I
the
got it back.
regular
Yeah.
Visa with preloaded cash on it.
Yeah, that's that.
I hand
I
you,
really-
I hand you the regular Visa with preloaded cash.
Okay, then I will take it, and I'm
You
going.
fail to because it's still intangible. Your hand goes through it.
That's childish.
I think it's a little funny.
I laugh and then I toss it at you and turn away and run away and turn around.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it, and I'm gonna fuel up the sedan.
Cool. So while we're getting fuel here, what's everybody else doing?
Chili dogs.
Okay.
Probably using a restroom break and grabbing food.
I'm gonna go to the restroom and then go into a stall, but actually go back to the estate because we got better
No
bathrooms.
way. Nuh-uh.
Why?
Because stalls don't count as real doors.
Fine,
But you could use the
I go
restroom.
through the
Technically,
bathroom
the
You
door.
could use the
bathroom
restroom door. That would
Yeah.
be fine.
All right.
Does the
I very
toilet
much-
lid count as a door?
I'm
No.
also gonna do my patented stealing food that I've learned really well for this chili dog.
Okay.
You're just
So
gonna
I'm-
like reach into the hot
Patent-
bin.
No. I'll build the chili dog like if you do it at a gas station, and then I'll turn like I'm gonna walk in the front counter, but there's probably like shelves or stuff in front of me, right? And so I'll just phase into the shelves, and while I'm in the middle of the shelves, I'll eat the chili dog and drop the trash, and then when I pop back out, I don't have a chili dog anymore. And so on the cameras, they don't see anything. They just that's a glitch.
Red
And if they do
Ghost.
figure it out, it goes.
Red Ghost patented how to steal chili
Where'd
dogs.
that bitch hide that chili dog?
Bitch is always hiding chili dogs on me.
I prefer you didn't call me a bitch. It's 2019.
Sorry. Where did that troubled youth hide that chili dog?
We prefer the term.
Can somebody give me
we
some
prefer the term
Funyuns?
post-millennials. Oh, I got some right here, and I like pull some out.
Where did that post-millennial hide her avocado toast?
Post-millennial.
Post-millennial? Are we in the post-millennial age?
Please, yes.
He's the president. In,
Oh,
in the
no.
Marvel universe. 2020 post-Malone.
He probably is.
I hate this game.
We should
I
be
mean-
playing D&D.
I'll take that over our current reality.
I agree. Let's play D&D. Okay, so is anybody doing anything of like particular note then for the rest of the rest stop?
Nope, I'm just.
I know Nick went to the home office.
Yeah.
I guess I
The
should
company
say-
man.
Now, this is the second time that my character has posted on Instagram
Okay.
with very clearly location tags.
I hate this.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
And I'm telling you as a player because it's a stupid thing to do when you're being chased. But as a character, I don't think she would think about it at first.
Uh huh.
Because she just gets away from everything as Red Ghost. She's never really had to worry about,
That's fine.
So
So-
I'm letting you know.
It's entirely possible that somebody's on your trail. Got it.
Yeah.
We knew that already.
Company man, what are you doing? What's the plan here?
Just go use the restrooms at home, then just like walk past the room where
Use,
Jigsaw's being held.
Use every restroom at this bathroom and just stop.
He's yelling, by the way, like, give me some fucking answers.
Somebody should just walk over with a bucket of paper with answers. Just dump it on.
226
No.
green.
You can't just hold people like this. At least Captain America had the decency to put me in a real cell.
Pissed about the accommodations.
You need to build a jail cell in HQ.
I do.
It's a feature that he can get later.
That's the plan. I'll just nod at one of the guards and head back.
Okie dokie.
I'll stand on the street corner, blaring Hammer Industries advertisements.
Hey, I have a question. This is a metagame question, though. Feel free to cut me off if you want to keep.
Okay.
How would you know if you had an imposter in your group? Because if you're not directly mind linking with somebody, would you actually know?
I wouldn't, but if I suspected it, I would dismiss everybody. And if there's anybody left, they're the imposter.
Yeah, but you can't dismiss everybody right now.
I can. I will.
No, because if you do, then Jigsaw's free in your HQ.
Exactly. Yeah. This is true.
Spooky.
They all have numbers written on their foreheads.
They're slaves.
No, they don't.
I was gonna say, we would have done it immediately had that
So,
been have a thing.
Who's number 69?
We skip that number for propriety's sake.
Also 13, and also 666 if we get that high.
2 levels.
You give them,
Also 420 if we get that high.
you give them
Level.
algorithm names of random words and people's names. This one's George. And this
I
one-
let them all name themselves.
That's how we got Starlight. the hippie clone.
Oh, what stupid names did I come up with last week?
Your names were really bad last
Yeah, they were terrible.
Well, we had Jordan Halcomore, my contractor.
That one's good.
Sue my keister, my lawyer.
That's bad.
Super
I don't even want to
awful.
associate with somebody naming their character that.
Vishu Payup, my accountant.
That's also pretty
Also-
bad. And racist.
Misha Turnov, my driver.
I
Hey,
mean,
Still
Fuck.
bad.
So, you guys get back in the vehicle then, take up the similar formation and go?
Yep.
Cool. You continue driving for a little while. And you continue down the road as planned.
We're good at continuing.
No, we aren't.
Did you fuel up as well? Like, you just, like...
He's
gas
got-
tank it?
No, he's got a battery.
He plugs into the wall.
Oh, that's right.
We didn't stop long enough for him to charge shit.
Do we need to get you, like, an extension cord
Like,
and then,
dual
like,
cell
one of
lithium
those...
batteries.
Cord goes from
Just
the
out the window
from the
of
car
the
to...
Red Ghost will walk over to Hammerbot and be like, hey, I stole this for you. And it's just like one of those battery chargers for your cell phone. And I'm just like,
Yep.
I don't know if this will help, but...
I'll just plug in my micro USB port
Yeah.
into the cigarette lighter on the car.
Empties it in 10
The
seconds.
car just goes
That's amazing.
and just, like, stops.
The cigarette lighter starts on fire.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Hey. Okay. So, you're driving, and it's about 30 minutes later, provided nobody wants to do anything during that 30 minutes.
Sing.
Whatever happens... Well, there's no radio, so what are you singing?
The Star Spangled Banner, obviously.
I'm the bad guy.
Baby shark dude.
I like the idea-
We are number one. Sorry.
I really.
Well, I really like the idea that Clarity was starting to put forward there.
Baby shark doo 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 doo
No.
doo doo. Baby shark doo doo doo.
Well, and what I imagine specifically is that you're trying to drown each other. This is like a competition where you're singing Billie Eilish and...
Billy Highlight.
That's how Raid Wilson says it in that one video.
I really.
William
Like,
Eyelash.
after like 12 minutes of that, I'm like, I will put this car through a tree. I don't give a shit. You guys don't come back.
I don't die.
Should they have to
Has to
roll for this
stop.
competition?
I don't think we're
It
gonna.
has to end.
But so after about 30 minutes, we're going to go ahead and roll. You know, I did this last time because I'm a failure. Is it spot or perception or whatever?
Perception.
Awareness?
Awareness.
Yeah, roll that. Everybody.
Clarity, can you stop dying?
Nope.
Also, did we heal Clarity? I don't think we've healed Clarity. She's like
Is it
bullet.
like-
She's a bullet wound, and we just like, all right, let's get in this car and travel for 4 hours.
That's true.
You got, like, a
And she's just
chili dog.
Okay.
So that's true. However, we don't have any supplies to do that, and we don't have.
Yes.
Is it on your sheet?
Medic
You don't just get to
supplies?
make this stuff up.
I'm gonna keep pointing at him so he says that
I
he
mean,
has stuff and then gets in trouble for
I
not
guess I
having
could have
it.
grabbed stuff at the gas station.
Shut
I
up.
kind of forgot I was injured.
Well, but the gas
Doing this
station
to
would
get-
only have like
doing this
basic
to get
first
fucking
aid.
man in trouble.
I mean, it would probably have gauze and like antiseptic.
You also wouldn't need to
Do you
take.
need
So
me to...
we can. So we hold on.
Sorry.
All right,
You
up
know,
here.
doctor?
We can retcon this a little bit if we need to. Do you guys want to go back to the gas station and actually have somebody try to remove the bullet and do all that stuff?
Probably.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay, let's do that
I
right
know we
quick
were
then.
goofing around, but we probably wouldn't have let the bullet shot.
No,
Yeah,
I mean that's
probably.
actually a fair point, but that's not something that I was keeping track of. So I appreciate somebody else pointing it out. Let's handle that really quick. So
All right, so
Shark, dude.
that's not the noise I was
I can make
making.
radio then if I'm doing this. All right, I can remove the bullet if somebody can stitch up the wound.
Oh, yeah, I can stitch it up.
Have
Good
you
point.
done that before?
Yeah.
Sober?
This is a
Yeah.
power. That's not what I want.
You
not
want me to
sober now.
go? I can go take care of this. I can sober up.
We already have one bullet wound.
Whoa.
Also,
We don't need the
you can use a
complication.
smaller caliber gun, so your bullet doesn't go through your head and hit somebody.
Hey,
else.
That's fair.
can I see somebody's character sheet really quick?
No.
Well, this is. Oh, it would be that. Okay, thank you. Let's look up the rules for treatment really quickly and find out how this works.
I'll give you a little less than trick.
Did you just start singing other meme songs? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because the lead line for bad guy is the same line as We Are Number One.
So, guys, I have a small
So
problem
sad.
for you.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Treatment in this game works just like heal in 3.5, so you can't do jack.
We stop her from dying.
She's not dying. She's fine.
You're
it's
dying.
Like it's like a stable
She
state.
just has 2 degrees of damage.
So how
You're dying.
do I undo the damage then?
You would
Is
have
there-
to rest,
rest.
get
Okay.
long term. So like
Or somebody would have to have
Um,
power to heal.
yeah, or they would have to
Versus
have the heal power,
regeneration.
which nobody does.
Yep.
Wait, if you have regeneration, can you blood transfer to her and then she gains temporary regeneration?
I could like cut off a finger and just stick it in the hole.
That's
Oh,
gross.
that's gross.
It's
Make
not
sure
how
it's
that
at
works.
least the same
Yeah,
blood
it's
type.
no, sorry.
That's not how that works at all.
So,
What's your blood type? I'm sure one of us is.
but that's okay. I might have planned it this way to be kind of a, sort of an attrition sort of campaign. So, you guys are just gonna have to tough it out, and that's fine.
I'll
You
still
can
remove the bullet from her though, so it's not.
Sure, I think that's reasonable.
And then-
Phase my hand into your shoulder and then I come out with a bullet.
Oh,
And I
that
mean, and
hurt.
we can, I think it's reasonable that we buy some first aid stuff and we patch her up
you
with some
patch her
drugs.
up, and then you can rest in the back seat of the car. I mean, you'll have to put your head on
You don't
somebody's
have to be
lap.
in the back seat.
I think that's
You
reasonable.
can sit in
If
front
we
of me.
really need me to, I can probably cauterize the wound.
Please
with
don't.
you, isn't he driving?
I can drive.
Or isn't
You're not
Hey,
driving.
give me the card back.
it's
Okay.
Perpetual Man?
I'll give you the credit card back.
Perpetual Man was driving, correct?
I just wanted to fill up the gas.
Red Ghost, I don't need to be sitting in the front seat with you.
Okay, no. So let's get to the. So we rolled a awareness check, correct?
Will
I didn't
our
roll yet.
We're doing it.
Please do it now.
Oh dang it.
21. Do
I'm
critical
on my phone.
successes occur in this game?
Not for skills, just like 3.5.
Oh,
Okay.
you're also looking at your
21
phone.
then.
Yeah, I'm driving. I'm not looking. I'm looking at my phone. This is not great.
This is bad.
I just found a rare Pokemans.
Says the
Can you
driver.
slow
His
down?
name is Taskmaster.
So I-
There's a carnivore over here.
How did you do?
19.
Okay. So both of you are looking further down the highway, and you notice that there's something distressing but also a bit odd, which is that there are essentially like pikes with flares on them sticking out of the road.
That
Like,
does
at
not
us,
seem
like
normal.
at an angle?
No, just no. So not like a weapon pike, just like a stake in the ground with a flare on it. They're up like I don't know why I said pike, but
Tiki torch.
Wait,
kind of.
there's tiki torches? Are there white supremacists up there?
They're flares. They're like road flares.
They're the kind that semi drivers have that like are on a post.
Right. Well, you probably don't see with this level of detail, but specifically for the imagination of the listener, they're like flares that have been duct taped to like the ends of tools, and they have been driven into the cement.
That's not great.
Okay.
It's not great.
And they're in like, and there's there's like one here, and there's like one here, and there's like one like another 50 feet up.
I'm curious, what kind of road are we on right now? Is it like
Highway.
county highway? Or
Yeah, you're like on a back road. Is what you guys
Okay,
wanted to
so
do.
it's a county highway. It's just a 2-lane
Yep.
past each other. What's the ground like off the highway?
The ground.
Yeah, like what's the terrain like?
I mean, we're in at this point. We've made it to like.
Boulder,
Put the
Colorado.
map up too.
Boulder, Colorado.
I'm just
That's
looking at
quite
the
a
one
ways
in the
away. That's quite
in
a
the
drive.
thing here. I mean, we're still in like upstate New York, so if I'm not mistaken, I think that's mostly like forested area, isn't it?
Or farmland.
forested and like differing elevation all the time.
Yeah. So I mean, you're like on the verge of reaching Pennsylvania at this, or
There's like
Philadelphia
no way
at
for
this
us to
point.
get off the road and we like get around this.
Not very
I
safely,
think
no.
there's a fair amount of farmland up there.
I mean,
Hey, can you just like make us go through it?
I mean, hitting them's not going to damage you or the car. What's more alarming is that like 300 feet up, you see some sort of wreckage. And at this distance, it's kind of difficult to make out what it is exactly. But there's something clearly blocking the entire road.
Hey, Hammerbot,
Blocking.
can you check out that stuff ahead of us?
It's a good thing I was already thinking of checking out the stuff ahead of us because I cannot hear him.
Fair enough. So you go do some reconnaissance then?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and say this is where we will end the episode, but I'll describe what he sees. Because this will mark the beginning of another combat, or at least encounter of some sort. But the wreckage up ahead, as he gets a little bit closer, is actually just a pileup of fucking cars. Like,
Uh-oh.
and there's 4 individuals up here, all clearly powered.
The wrecking crew.
Didn't even have to describe him; he just knew who it was.
Oh my
Nice
god,
work.
really?
Yeah.
Yes!
I was really
I thought I got to
excited.
guess what the
I said
enemies were.
we didn't get to play the game
I
this
was
time
really
around. Nice,
excited.
nice
Sorry.
work, Red
I didn't
Ghost.
think
All
you would
right,
actually do it.
finish describing them,
Yeah,
and I'll tell you
describe.
what my guess would have been.
Well, I don't have their stuff up in front. I guess I can hold on.
Sure.
One's got chains and one's got a block of cement, and one's just really big, and the other one's just also really big.
So yeah, I mean, basically what you're looking at here is like these guys are they're all like they're not. I want to say that they're hulking, but I don't want to confuse anybody with like the Hulk specifically. They're all super big, ripped dudes, right? And they're wearing like they also kind of like the clothing that they wear makes them look like they're like blue collar workers. So like one's got like a mechanic's jumpsuit, another one's wearing like some tattered construction worker uniform.
One's dressed as a cop, one's dressed as an Indian.
No. One of them's holding a ball and chain. One of them's got a crowbar. One of them is like in like big old shackles and stuff. And then the other one, I'm having trouble actually seeing what this picture is, to be honest with you.
It's like it's like the cast of Oh Brother We're Out Thou when they're like out.
It looks like his fists are just wrapped actually. But at any rate, they have clearly just been like hanging out on this highway for a while because it's not super, it's a back road, so It's not like there's traffic.
I'm showing the wrecking crew behind you here from the cartoon.
Oh, solid.
So there's the dude with the chain.
But they're not wearing
There's
those.
the crowbar dude.
They're not wearing those goofy outfits
But
though.
that's the weapons and stuff they have.
Yeah, you're right. But they're not wearing like the goofy comic book outfits. They're a little bit more.
But they're like beefy dudes.
They're more edgy than that in this particular iteration. Actually, I could just share this picture into the Discord.
Yeah, we'll add that. We'll add to the title card.
So the title
Bam.
card, a picture?
Or what? What's the thing?
It's in the Discord now. Yeah, and it'll be an asset on whatever blog or whatever we're using. This is the picture that I.
They're bulletproof.
Yeah, so we should turn this off now.
I hit pause and it's not pausing.
Alright, so Juggernaut is part of their crew?
It's not Juggernaut,
That's
no.
not Juggernaut.
It's Juggernaut.
So these four individuals are sitting on top of a giant car pileup that they have essentially been creating themselves. Like you can surmise that each time another car has come driving on this highway, they have stopped it,
on top of the pile.
grabbed it, destroyed it, and just tossed it onto the pile. And so there's just this wreckage blocking the entire road.
Did they kill people?
I admire their
You don't
determination.
see any people, but you don't see any corpses either, so you don't know.
I admire their determination.
This is relatively unfortunate.
They have a solid work ethic.
And I think that's where we'll go ahead and end the episode.
Are they
So,
building a wall?
they are. But, yep.
A car wall.
Guys, I really like.
You know what rhymes with car wall? Narwhal.
It's really important to me.
So, as part of the close of the episode here, we wanted to talk a little bit about the villain that we faced today, Taskmaster. He appeared in the Avengers comic way back in 1980. He appeared briefly in issue 195 and then made a full debut in 196. When I was doing the research for this episode, I learned a couple fun things about him, I guess. One thing I shared with the group, or half the group earlier, were like in the Avengers Initiative. I was reading mostly Avengers Initiative, and in the Avengers Initiative comic, at one point, it's shared with him that somebody put a hit out on him, like a assassin hit, and he replied to it with no fear because he knew that Bullseye was in the Thunderbolts and Elektra was dead, so there was nobody else that he was worried about, which I thought was really interesting.
I need to clarify what are his powers.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So like Taskmaster, he's a little bit like Captain America actually, in that he is the outcome of a super soldier serum project, but it was one that the Nazis ran instead. And it also didn't work exactly the same. None of the super soldier serum projects ever have, actually, to my knowledge.
Was it the Nazis or the Russians?
No, it was the Nazis. Yep. Crucify me if I'm wrong, I guess. But I'm pretty sure it was the Nazis. And specifically what his did is it gave him I'm going to forget how the power is actually named here. Let's just grab my...
I believe he was born with the power, and then it was enhanced through a super soldier project.
Basically, his power is you can perfectly memorize what other people, their fighting styles,
Yeah.
they do.
It's
just
called
by watching.
It's called photographic reflexes. That's what I was looking for the word itself. So essentially, what he does is like he he can watch somebody fight and then perfectly mimic their fighting style without any practice whatsoever.
He also doesn't have to
So
mimic
he just
them.
like watches kung fu movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he also doesn't have to mimic them. He can also just fight his own way, but because he knows how you fight, he watched you for a little bit, perfectly counter all of your moves.
Yep. It didn't really come into play in this thing because he got mind controlled so fast, but like how that worked in the game actually is that he could copy any of your advantages or skills.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I have persuasion as a skill.
So that would have been pretty neat.
And Die Hard.
The downside to this is that he, because of the experimentation and because of the thing, he can't, his memory, human memories can only contain so much knowledge. So as he continues to absorb more fighting styles and stuff, he forgets other things. So like at this point in his life, he very frequently like he can see like a place and not remember if he's truly been there before or if he's just seen a picture of it. Or like Chris was describing, I think it was a show, like a Spider-Man show, about how Spider-Man and some young Avengers were going to have to face him, and to counteract him, what they did is they just poorly learned like 8 different fighting styles apiece, and it was enough to trick him into being like, okay, this is the fighting style I need to adapt to, and it overloaded his memory so that he forgot why he was hunting them in the first place.
Like, it sounds comical, but Taskmaster is generally regarded as like a pretty nasty villain.
Yeah, no, he's
brutally efficient, and most of the time when he's showing up, he's killing people. He's an assassin.
Without the mind control, this would have been a pretty tricky fight.
Yeah, because anything that we can do, he can do
Yeah,
that.
and I'm kind of a one-trick pony.
No.
Anything you could do better.
The other fun fact I was going to share, though, also from Avengers Initiative, is there's one part in the comic, because Avengers Initiative is a story about how after Civil War they just made anybody with powers join superhero boot camp, and so there's this one guy who they force into the service where his only power is that he's completely invincible, kind of like the Blob, or there's other heroes like that too that I'm forgetting right now. But what's funny about this particular character is like he has no other powers, and also when the invincibility took place, he wasn't like in good shape or anything. So he's like below average in everything else. Like you can't kill him with anything, but he has no fighting ability. He's a total klutz, and like he has nothing going for him outside of that.
We have one of those.
Yeah. So they're trying to train him and do all this stuff, and it's just not working. It's just not working. And at this point, Taskmaster is the drill instructor for this boot camp, against his will, naturally. But it's determined by the powers that be that we're just going to let him go. But in a moment of, not pity, but like in a moment, like just like oh, that's too bad for that guy. I kind of feel bad. Maybe it is pity. I don't know. Him and Constrictor decide to let him take a picture with them like they were knocked out by him. So that he could take it home with him as a souvenir. So, alright, everybody, thanks for listening. This has been Fake Avengers, and we're signing off. Have a good day.
And always remember, you should be playing D&D.